3, 2, 1. Clostridium. I said it. I can't spell it. I don't know what it means. That's why I got this guy, Dr. Joel Saylor of Town and Country Veterinary Clinic. Clostridium.
Clostridium, yes. Clostridium is a bacterium, and the reason we talk about it, I don't know why, but I see a lot of it in this area. I think it's because this area is fairly low water table wise. Okay. And so when we get a lot of rain, our soil turns over pretty readily. And so what happens after a really good rain, we'll end up getting a lot of these dogs that have these diarrheas that kind of come and go. They may even get as much as having blood or vomiting with it. And a lot of times Clostridium is the culprit. Now Clostridium is a little difficult to diagnose because if you don't look, you don't see. Okay, so typically if we've got a dog that's had a diarrhea going on for more than 3, 4, 5 days, and we know that they're on prevention, we know we got worms, then we're typically doing what's called a diarrhea panel. And one of the things that's included in that is a test called a gram stain. And so what we do is we take a little bit of that poop, okay, and we streak that on a slide, and then we use a specialized stain called a gram stain. And what gram stains do, it helps differentiate bacteria because there are different classifications of gram positive, gram negative, and then you've got the shapes, you've got the rods, the cones, okay, and Clostridium are a rod bacteria, but what's unique about them and what makes it easy to spot them on a gram stain is they have a spore in the center. So they look completely different. They look like a pregnant rod bacteria. And so if you look at these things, we teach the technicians to look for a safety pin, because that's kind of what they look like. They have kind of purple edges and then purple things, but then a cleared out center. They look like the old safety pins. And if you see these on the slide in decent numbers, that's what's causing the problem. Now, Clostridium perfringens, which is what causes the diarrhea in dogs, is in the same family as Clostridium botulinum, which causes botulism, or Clostridium tetani, which causes tetanus. The other one that we hear about in the human side is Clostridium difficile. You hear doctors talk about, C. diff. Okay, that's a Clostridium organism. The good news is for our profession, those are pretty easily treated if you know what you're dealing with. But you can't get that diagnosis really unless you're actually doing the gram stain. So if you got one of those dogs that's kind of had an up and down and you've tried a couple things and not getting there, that's probably the next place to look.
All right, man, we'll be back right after this message.